And I'm praying God if I call from the road less traveled.
On the road less traveled. Yes, yes, yes. We on the road less traveled, y'all. It's a journey too. You got a jazz on it.
I just wanna get you far. Elevate to the sky. I just wanna get you far. Elevate. Yeah, been the one that was called upon to level up my whole bloodline. Where they crown with a heavy head. Came out the darkness with all my life. And in the lights on the marathon. Can't build a legacy overnight. Through the pain and the tough times. I just wanna catch a vibe tonight. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Magnificent. I feel like I'm in a different league. Me and creator got chemistry. I'm not attached to identities. To my soul and I'm living free. I done forgave all my enemies. I cannot let that shit sit with me. Cutting the cords and I've been released. Now nigga about to go crazy. Running up a bag for my wife and my babies. Living in abundance, gratitude on the daily. Feeling unbreakable, you cannot face. My DNA showing trace of a king. Check out the proof for my royalty statement. I know it's my time, yeah, I've been waiting patient. I just wanna get you far. Elevate to the sky. I just wanna get you far. Elevate. Yeah, I've been the one that was called upon to level up my whole bloodline. Where they crown with a heavy head. Came out the darkness with all my life. Living life on a marathon. Can't build a legacy overnight. Through the pain and the tough times. I just wanna catch a vibe tonight. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. Leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor.
Y'all, you got to leave it all out on the floor, baby. Leave it all out on the floor. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I cannot tell whether anybody is watching or not, so if you're on the replay, it's all good. But it's Super Bowl Sunday, and people probably watching the game. But if you are here for the first time, I want to welcome you to JAUSI Land, where we have transformational coaching, real conversations, and deep clarity. And if you've been here before, I want to welcome you back. I'm Jazzy J. And the reason they call me Jazzy J is because I love the musical genre of jazz. Because it is a musical genre that is infused with regular patterns and forceful, chaotic notes. That's all based in improvisation and adaptability. But when you put them together, it comes out as a beautiful, harmonious melody that everybody loves. And that's just like life. We get on our regular patterns, and then here comes a chaotic, forceful note. Could be divorce, could be death, could be debt, death, anything. And it spins our whole world out of whack. And we're here today because that happened to me when I was 12 years young. And somebody, well, it was actually my cousin, asked me a question about what I was going to do when I die. And she was of the religious coding of Jehovah's Witness. And the inference was, if I wasn't a part of this 144,000 that she was talking about, that I was going to hell forever. And that night I had a tumultuous night, just crying, cussing, and fussing before God, asking, what kind of God does this? Why didn't you just leave me where I was? What are we doing here? Eternity that you can't even quantify. You can't even say, oh, 1,000,000 years or 2,000,000 years in hell. For eternity? Like, really? Okay. And that morning, I had a beautiful experience where I just felt a liquid love come through my body, exponentially multiplied by peace, exponentially multiplied by joy, exponentially multiplied by bliss and ecstasy and gratitude and happiness. It's indescribable. And I said that day, I want to know what life is. I want to know why we're here and what we're doing. What is this all about? And so that's what I'm here to share with you today. And just like so many millions of people around the world are watching a game on today, the Super Bowl. There are parties going on all around. People are dressed up in paraphernalia. Some people are going to get in arguments. It's going to be all discussions for the next week or so about the game, about the halftime show. All of this energy around this game. And the only people that can score in this game is the people that are on the field and that understand the rules. Understand, understand, and overstand the rules. And they have the skills to play. People on the sideline, they can't score. The people in the stands, they can't score. The people that are watching in all the pubs and clubs and houses, and they can't score. Only the people that are on the field. So tonight, we're going to talk about that because we're here in the game of life and we're playing, and we do not have all of the rules. They haven't been given to us on how to play and on how to execute. Oh, you come on, my producer's here, y'all.
Just made it in from Vegas. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Were you at a Super Bowl party?
Yeah, I decided to come on back here. This is more important.
I was just talking about that. God, how so many millions on that football field. So, again, I'm here just to share what I've learned over the years, and just to share knowledge. And so that always takes me to the beginning of our circumference of knowledge. This is a space, I don't know where my prop is, but this is a space where this is everything we believe, everything we trust, everything we have faith in, everything we know or we think we know. And most people concentrate and live in this space. But within this space, if I would do my hands like this, the space outside of it is what we don't know, what we don't believe, and what we don't trust, and what we don't have faith in. So this is where most people live. But when I'm talking, I'm really going to be talking outside of the circumference of knowledge. Why? Because just like I didn't have this information when I was 12 years young, many people still don't have it. It's not being taught. It's not being shared. There's a lot more information out there now on the internet about it. And I watch a lot of it, and a lot of it is about, you know, Reiki and chakras and manifestations and affirmations, but very few do I hear talking about how all this happened. And that's what God has given to me, okay? And that's what I'm going to share. So, just going to talk a little bit tonight. And I think this is week 6. I'm not sure, but I believe it's week 6. If you're here for the first time and you're a subscriber, you can go back and watch previous episodes like leading up to this. But I'm going to dive right in because when I get into the meat of stuff, my time is out. So, at the base level of the game of life, we all come here as little cute babies. Y'all like my babies? I think I did a good job. Okay, male or female. Okay. And what I call in the game, we're IPC. I stands for identity. You're born into a family. And then you develop a personality, which governs your personal reality. And you're also born into a culture. I'm a black woman. Some people are born Asian. Some people are born Caucasian, Mexican. You're born into a culture. All of these have codes. Your family could have a code of being, you know, the family of doctors, or the family of attorneys, or the family of alcoholics, or the family of incarcerated people. It just, all families have codes. So anyway, we come in and we're either in the male form or we're in the female form. Now, I'm going to say this. Every child that's born is born genius. We're all born genius. But if you ask a fish, that's a quote too. I read it in a book called Limitless by Jim Quick, but I don't know who said it. But they said, if you ask a fish to climb a tree, he may not look that genius. Or the fish may not look that genius. But we all have a gift. We all have talents. We all have skills when we come here. What happens is we get what I call coded. And we're going to talk about our minds. Let me do a brief recap on that. Because when I ask people, how many minds do you have? I talk to a lot of young people, they say 1. But we actually have 2 and the potential of having 3. Okay. We're born with a conscious and a subconscious mind that we know of. Our conscious mind is our genius, creative, imaginative mind. That is the mind of God. That is the mind that has all the knowledge of the gifts and talents that we were endowed with. Things that we come here and we automatically like, how do they know how to do that? Oh my God, this is amazing. You know, those type of things that we see in children, we see in youth, and they just are amazing at it. That's their God conscious at work. That's the gift or the skill that they're coming here to deposit for mankind. Then we have the subconscious mind, the mind below. This mind is a programmable, conditioned mind. Now, I'm going to tell you, both of these minds are, all mind is God. The whole universe is mental. Okay? But I'm going to tell you why the programmable mind is also God, and why? Because God is a gamer. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, and I just said it, millions of people. Think of all the sports games, all the card games, all the board games, all the casino games, all the games, how people are so enamored with games, because God is a gamer, okay? And we're going to talk about it. So, our subconscious mind, what's important about this is when we come here from 0, the last trimester in our mother's womb, to 7 years of age, codes are uploaded into our subconscious mind. And what I mean by that is, just say your dominant male figure that was in your life. It is so funny. Let me see if I can pull that up. I heard this today. If he was like, all women are hoes and bitches, that's that child's programming. If the dominant female in your life is all ain't no good men. They all snakes and oh, here it is. They're all snakes. Ain't nobody good. Just as long as you can find somebody to take care of you and your children, be good. Don't worry about if he got no outside woman. You know, I heard another code earlier this week. It's cheaper to keep her. You know, it's all of these codes, right? And I'm talking about this because I've talked about this before in a previous week. This is it says bad kid cussing out teacher at graduation. This is a preschool graduation, y'all. And, stop it. Turn this up. This is a preschool graduation.
Thank you.
You need to leave?
No, bitch.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
That is not funny. It's not funny, y'all, but it is funny. And I'm making the point that whoever this 5-year-old child was, that's the household that he has been matriculating in just for 5 years. Just for 5 years. And so, with that, I'm hearing that.
It's delayed, I'm sorry.
Oh. Is it going to be reverberating on that?
Be good.
Huh?
Be good.
Okay. But anyway, I'm just saying, that child had only been on the planet, is 6 years old, so the child is like 11 now. So, whoever his dominant male or female caregiver was or is, that's the kind of coding that this child is getting. And he's verbalizing this at 5 years young. 5. So that's what's so significant about the subconscious mind, because once the subconscious mind is programmed, and he's 5, he wasn't even 7 yet, but once it is, we operate 95% out of subconscious programmable emotions and coding. So we're operating, most people are operating 5% or less out of their God conscious mind. And if they're operating 5% or less out of their God conscious mind, it's a pretty good chance that they will not tap into their superconscious mind. Okay? So, the brain and the mind, different. The brain we can touch, feel, it's in our head. We know that. The mind is spiritual. As a matter of fact, all is mental. Now, God is, I know in religions, I know I came up as a Christian, and God was Jesus Christ. That's what they told us, Jesus Christ. But in actuality, Christ is not Jesus' last name. And the proper pronunciation of his name is Yeshua. And Christ is a consciousness. all of this, God is a consciousness, which is an energy, an impersonal energy. That's why the Bible says that God is no respecter of person. Source is no respecter of person. But because we are the imagination of God, and we are creators as well, we're co-creator gods, it's an easy sell to sell us that God looks like us. As a matter of fact, when I was 12, I felt like God was like a old Jesus sitting up in the clouds, you know, judging everything everybody did. That was my mental thought about God. Okay. But God is an energy. We are the light bearers. We are energy. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But that is something we need to understand. But before I go any further, I want to tell you how your brain works. It works like, once it's coded, and we've all been coded, it works like autocorrect on your phone. You can type in a word the way you want to spell it, individually, genuinely, and authentically, how you want to spell it. But your phone is programmed for the word to be spelled a certain way or whatever, and it will switch it automatically. So that's how your brain, that's why this information that I'm sharing, most people will not connect. First of all, because it's not in their circumference of knowledge. And then when I start talking, because what happens is you're programmed. So the pathways in your brain is trying to connect to something that I'm saying. And because there's nothing to connect it to, what happens is your brain autocorrects, just like your phone does. So when you're texting and you think you're texting your genuine, authentic words that you're putting in, your phone is constantly changing those words to what the phone is programmed for the words to be. And that's how your brain works. That is why 1% of the population controls all the wealth. Money is energy. So once they have you programmed to think a certain way and to believe a certain thing, and belief is just a thought that you keep thinking, and it's right in the word, L-I-E. If you believe the lie, you will live a life of trauma and drama. And if you know, you know. The ones that know, they know this. So it's not like they have to put shackles on you. It's not like they have to make you into a slave. They just, the mental. Because all is mind. So all they have to do is give you the coding, the school systems, coding. Teaching you, yeah, your 1, 2, 3s and ABCs, but telling you that you have to have these expensive pieces of paper to be somebody, and you don't. There are several people that are just operating on their gifts and talents, and they're multimillionaires and billionaires. Matter of fact, many of them that you even think about are dropouts. Bill Gates was a dropout. Mark Zuckerberg was a dropout. So even those systems are built to code you. So by the time that child gets to 12th grade, they're either going to another higher level institution of knowledge to get another piece of paper. They're going directly into the workforce that tells you what time to be there, what time to be hungry, what time to be unhungry, what time to go home, and what time to be back the next day. And they live their life out like that. Or they go into the military. So it's the same story. And we keep doing the same thing. So that's why people with this knowledge, they rise to another level. But not many people go. You know, when I started on this journey, we had a mentor, and he told us a story about being in a room, and they divulged knowledge to him in this room. And he said, I'm going to tell all my people. I'm going to go tell all my people what y'all doing me. And their response was, go ahead. Tell them. You're going to see our work. And it's so true. It's so true. You do not, it's a tap out. It's a tap out. When you do not have anything to connect to in your circumference of knowledge, or this knowledge that I'm sharing, you tap out. Oh, Janelle crazy. What's she talking about? That quantum field stuff, that consciousness stuff. Man, she done lost her mind. She going to hell. All of that. But it's okay. It really is. So let's talk about it. So last time we were talking about, we were in the book of Genesis, and I'm coming from, oh Lord, I didn't bring my glasses, but I think I can make it. Coming from the Bible that we read, and the King James Version. I spoke about this last time. There are several Bibles that predate this version, and do your deep dive on King James, the pedophile, the adulterer, the murderer, who wanted to get his Bible to everybody as a political move. But do your research on that. And there are several ancient texts that the same principles that are in the Bible, there is truth here, but there's also been some remixing by the Nicene Council. Do a deep dive on them. Okay, so we're going to go from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The heavens and the earth are what we call duality or polarity that we live in, okay? When God separated from itself, that picture there of the dark circle, that's the energy. Matter of fact, when you look up at night and you see stars in the sky, people focus on the stars, but look at the space in between the stars. There's more space in between the stars. Okay, that energy that was hovering over the waters. So God separated from itself to see itself. That's why everything is the imagination of God. I am the imagination of God. You are the imagination of God. Everything that you see is the imagination of God. Everything. So God separated from itself to see itself, because God and source is pure love. So when God separated from itself to see itself, now you have love, hate, good, bad, up, down, north, south, male, female. So we live in polarity, okay? So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. Without form and void. And darkness was on the face of the deep, of the waters, right? And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Now, the last time we were together, I told you, close your eyes. You close your eyes, and what do you see? You see nothing. You see vast, limitless expanse. Nothing. But in order for you to say, now you're a physical human being, you're in the physical realm, and your eyes see, right? But when you close your eyes, you're not seeing. So what is the something that knows it's looking at nothing. That's the consciousness that is within you. That is the super consciousness that is within you. That gives you life. I know it's a lot to wrap your head around as we go down this path, but it is what it is. And until you know these things, till you know that you are God, that's why the Greek philosopher that said, know thyself. To know thyself is to know God, because we're all fractal energies of God vibrating at different levels of consciousness. So let's talk about that. There's a spiritual realm, which is the highest level of consciousness. That's why God is called the Most High. It's warm in here. I'll take this off, y'all. Whew. Okay. That's why God is called the Most High in the spiritual realm. We're in the physical realm. We are in the lowest level of consciousness. This is a very dense planet, a very dense energy, very thick. But this is where we play the game. Earth is a living library as well as a school. What is it a school for? For us to ascend. Jesus is an ascended master. Buddha was an ascended master. There are several ascended masters that was able to tap into super consciousness and do amazing things. Muhammad, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, ascended masters, right? So, all is mind, all is mental. Everything that you see came from the mind of God. We are the imagination of God. But people think because we are the imagination of God, that God looks like us. That's something that they sell us. So, oh yeah, Jesus is God. We're all God. The Bible even says that ye are gods. And it says you're a child of God. So if you're a child of God, you're a God. 2 dogs have a dog, 2 cats have a cat, so on and so forth. So, I read this last time. We were talking about Lucifer. Okay? Lucifer originates from the Latin phrase lucem fair, meaning light bringer. We are the light bringers. We're light or light bearer, to carry. We carry the light in the physical realm. So I didn't read it. In the last session, I read the meaning of esoteric. I read the Bible esoterically. Esoteric means there's a deeper understanding, there's an inner circle of knowledge that most people don't get. When I was being taught, when I was in church and I was being taught the scriptures in the Bible, it was being taught as this was, how God created the earth and man and woman and so on and so forth, Adam and Eve. We're the light bringers. We're basically we're Lucifer. If the name is the same, we're Lucifer. We're the light in the earthly realm, bringing this light into the earthly realm. Also, Lucifer was morning star, son of the morning. So when God said, let there be light, light has to be called in. We're the light that was called into the earthly realm. We're the light bringers, the light carriers. We are the sons of the morning. But what was remixed in the Bible took us from S-U-N to S-O-N. They capped the U. And they made us to believe that God was this one person where we are all God. And Jesus was even talking that way. You know, it says Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Jesus came to show the way. He was an ascended master. The Apocrypha, the books that they took out of the Bible, shows how he went to India and Egypt and all of these places and learned all of these healing modalities, to where he comes back in Matthew and now he's able to lay hands on people. He's able to manipulate energy. But they tell you those books weren't canonized or whatever by the Nicene Council. So they took them out. The Ethiopian Bible has 88 books. You could go to Barnes and Noble and get it and order it. The information is out here, but we have not been awakened to it. So, we're the light. When God said, let that be light, let there be light, and there was light, we're the light bringers in the earth. We're the sons of the morning. The sons of the morning. Just like they tell you you are a person here, right? You are per son, just like percent, which means per 100 or per the whole. We are all fractal energies of the sun, the light, the morning star on this planet. So we are per suns on this planet. But when we're coded and we believe all of these codes that are uploaded, when we come as children, we become bots, just like a robot, keeping the same system in place, the same system looping and looping and looping again. When the Bible talks about Christ's return, it's the Christ consciousness return. That's why you can go on the internet and find so much about consciousness now. But back in the day, they were killing people. They were killing them, calling them witches and burning people at the stake, because they knew how to manipulate energy. They knew about the herbs from the ground and how to put them together, how to heal the bodies, that the herbs were here to heal the bodies. I just had a conversation with every pill that we're popping comes from an herb from the earth. But the pharmaceutical companies will have you purchasing a pill that pacifies your condition instead of telling you about the herbs and how to put them together to heal the body. Why? Because it's big business. Pharma is big business. So that's why they want to keep you as bots. And then they also know how we work. And what I mean by that, they know our system. They know our nervous system. That's why news, I don't watch news. I still get news, but I don't watch news. Because they know it keeps you in fight or flight. They know what it does to your nervous system. And it keeps you fearful. And a fearful mind is a controllable mind. And if they control you, there's nothing else that they have to do. Everything just stays on autopilot. Everything runs on autopilot. And that is what the system wants. Now, let's talk about emotion. Because that's a big thing in our level of consciousness. Do I have that? Here it is. What my time looking like?
18 minutes.
Okay. You are the bright morning star, people. They don't want you to know you the light. And they want to keep it where you're always concentrating on something external, outside of you. They want to keep you in a place where God is outside of you. The same thing that happened in the first book with Adam. The blame is outside of you. If my mom had been this, if my daddy had done that, if this and that, Adam, the woman you gave me. They want to keep you in that emotional turmoil, that emotional cycle. Let's talk about what emotion is. Emotion is energy in motion. Now let's break this down a little bit. So why would God, okay, just think about it. You're God. Just say you're source God. You're here billions and billions of years. Your love, your bliss, your ecstasy, your compassion, your peace, your gratitude, your respect, your happiness, your joy. And you're like, mind, God has a thought. I want to share my love with somebody. Just like when two people come together who love each other. Most of the times they want to have a child. They want to produce something from the love. So in order for God to do that, God had to separate. So now we live in duality, right? So, energy in motion. Why? Because when God, source, wholeness was one, there was no energy in motion. We are energy in motion. So God, the reason God is your conscious and subconscious mind, because God experiences emotion through you. I'm going to say that again. Source experiences emotion through you. That's why you are a human being. You're a fractal energy of God. You're a being. You are eternal. When we transition from this physical form, our soul does not die. Our soul is indestructible, but our spirit can be totally corruptible. If that's a word. We do not die. We are eternal beings. Source God experienced emotion through you. The whole objective of the game of life is the journey from your subconscious programmed mind back to your God conscious mind, tapping into the superconscious that gives you wholeness, not being holy. Trying to be holy will keep you full of holes. But it is the balance. The balance of it all brings you back into oneness, brings you back into wholeness. And that's the superconscious, where you can be the observer of what's happening. Oh, this is what betrayal looks like. This is what hate looks like. Okay, I'm experiencing it. You are to experience it, not repress, not depressed. You experience the emotion. This is how Source experiences through us. Emotion, energy in motion. Even in the Bible where it says the Spirit of God, the darkness hovers over the deep. People, we are 60 to 80% water. When you close your eyes, that's the darkness hovering over the deep. As above, so below. Everything that is happening on the macro is happening in us on the micro. When you close your eyes, the consciousness that says nothing, the darkness that you see nothing, that is the consciousness that gives you life. You don't get up in the morning and say heart beat, lungs breathe, lymphatic system drain, digestive system work. You don't do any of that. That is the energy that is within you. So, this is where most people are, because when we're coming up as youth, we don't have the words. We don't have the words, but we do have the feeling. If something made us feel bad, if something made us feel angry, if something made us feel sad, if something made us feel confused, if something made us feel frustrated, many times we don't have the words. And then you have adults that are around you who may be tapped in or may not. Get on over there, sit down, shut up. Don't nobody know what you're talking about. And all of those, that's energy and motion. So now what do? We put on these layers. We become people pleasers, or we become very angry, very disruptive, uncontrollable. And then we diminish from beings to bots. And then if our anger becomes so uncontrolled, we diminish even further to a human creature where we act like the animals. Survival of the fittest. I'm going to get you before you get me. And we're all each other. I'm you, you are me. Just in a different archetype with a different identity. A different culture. That's why the Bible verse over there in Matthew, it says, treat your neighbor as yourself, because we're all connected to the same mind. We're all fractal energies of the same God. We're sons of the same source. I had an experience just the other day. I was at the casino. I like to play craps. But I play craps different than most people. And I was at the table, and the dealers, the people at the table, and I'm a math major too, so it's right down my alley. But because I was tracking the numbers, they felt like that had something to do with the roll on the table. And it was so crazy. I saw everybody change. And I didn't react. I didn't react when they paid me the wrong amount of money. I just said, you know, this is wrong. It was $1 off. And the dealer said, you worried about $1? And I said, it's my dollar. It's mine. Yeah, give me my $1. And I was right. And then somebody else, one of the players jumped in and said, just hold on. I believe in energy. Don't bring all that bad. I said, I ain't bringing no bad energy. I'm just telling you what the bet pay. And I saw all of these people who are me in different archetypes just be so low vibrational about a game that it rolled the same way. It's probability. And I was like, wow. These people really don't. And this is a game, y'all. This is a game that I like to play. It's fun for me. It's not, I ain't going there with my bill money. I don't know, but I'm looking at these people and I'm saying, they're so angry. And I was able to observe myself. Now, before I'm growing together, we all growing in this together, because I was queen of clapback. Queen of the clapback. But I'm at a place now where I'm choosing where to expend my energy. It's just like what the Bible says, you don't throw your pearls before swine. It's like it's of no consequence, because in this game, people cannot see you past where they are mentally. They cannot see you past where they are mentally. Now, another part of the game is you can't see yourself. That's another part of the game. And see, that's where the whole game came from, because Source could not see itself. So I said, hey, Source says, I want to see myself. I want to see myself in human beings, galactic beings, animal beings, plant beings, and then everything you see here. This came from somebody God-conscious mind. This marker, this whiteboard, these big old white Post-it notes that I like drawing on. These notebooks, towels, cups, phones. All of this is God, because it came from somebody's God-conscious mind. So we're all a part of one another. We actually are one another, and that's why that Jesus even said this is the second greatest commandment, to love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Why? Because it is you. When the person that gets on your last nerve, that you can't stand, is you under another name, maybe another ethnicity, another family, but it's you. And see, that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, you know, I see people, I just want to give them a hug. Because now it's like, what happened to you in your youth? Just like that video I just played. Was that somebody's childhood? Is that child's fault? And see, when you come here, when children come here as an opportunity to change generational coding in a family. That is the whole purpose. They come here to change generational coding in a family. That's why if you're in a family and you feel like, you be like, I don't really resonate with these people. These people are so different from me. You came here to change the lineage of that family. That's part of the game too. That you come to change the lineage, to raise the level of consciousness out of this third dimension to a fourth, fifth, sixth dimension mentality flow where you can be the observer. So, and I'm growing here and knowing what I know. I'm looking at people. It's like a movie. I'm in the audience looking at myself in this movie and saying, okay, are you going to match their energy by your ego, your programmed ego of easing God out? Or are you going to manifest and show God by the new energy, by the new frequency that you're on of elevating God outwardly? And I chose to elevate God outwardly and not react. Because I saw hurting people. Really hurting people. That, and you can't, it's just like me here today. And I said it before, it doesn't matter to me who's on, who's chiming in or not. I do not get my, it's not a thing like I'm like, oh yeah, I got this many people watch. It ain't even about that. It's sharing the knowledge. I'm doing what I feel purpose to do as the fractal energy of God that I am. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Because people are out here hurting. And they are in a very dense situation. It's just like, and we use water. Ice, physical realm, ice. We're in a very dense area. Ice is very hard to chip through, very hard to get through. Here, we're supposed to be in flow. The Spirit of God hovering over the deep. The Spirit of God hovering over the deep. We're water. The spark that gives us life is fire, that fractal energy of God. Wind is our breath, in and out. We're all the elements, and our form is made from the earth. We're all the elements. And we're supposed to stay in flow. And we're here to show God as this fractal energy and the identity and the form that you're in and for the family that you're in. What's my time looking like? I'm done? Okay. All right, I'm done. We'll be back here next week, y'all. We'll take it a little deeper. I'm trying to go slow. My producer said I'd be trying to fill a 8-ounce styrofoam cup with a fire hose. And I'm trying to roll it back and take it a little slow. So, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. Because I won't know whether you're picking up what I'm putting down unless you're answering, unless you're asking. If you got something on your mind, ask. I love y'all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. This is your girl, Jazzy J. It's been a Jazzy J PSA. And I say jazz love, jazz do it. Jazz on the journey. And always remember in life, to Jazz as you see it. Love. Mwah.